Developed and published by Atlas subsidiaries in 2016, originally for the Sony PlayStation 3 and 4, with the updated Royal being released in 2019, being that of Persona 5. The Phantom Thieves are a group of Japanese teenagers who aim to steal the hearts from corrupted adults in the city that they live within in Japan. Through the circumstances of the story, the thieves learn of a plot that involves Japan itself. Being in development in some form since 2008, since the release of Persona 4 a short time previously, Persona 5 is often credited as being one of the most influential role-playing games of the late 2010s. Despite the fact that Persona 3 was considered to be the first modern installment for the franchise, Persona 5 is considered to be the first game in the franchise which was known to an international audience. Developed by Omega Force with P Studio and published by Sega originally for the Sony PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, on personal computers in 2020 was that of Persona 5 Strikers. Taking place a series of months after the conclusion of the story from Persona 5, the main protagonist on Morgana returns to Tokyo for a reunion with the other Phantom Thieves members. Through the game's story, the Phantom Thieves have to once again save Tokyo as well as Japan or even the entire world from a new evil plot. Introduced in the game was the character of Sophia, as she was actually that of an artificial intelligence. It even got to the extent that Sophia actually had the desire to protect others, as well as understand and cherish her own existence, and even came to understand what life is, which caused her to actually manifest a persona of her own. This feat surprised all of the Phantom Thieves who had witnessed it, and Morgana mentioned that for a person to manifest a persona had them to be that of a living being. So Sophia ascended from a simple computer-based intelligence to that of a creature having an actual consciousness. Sophia was actually an integral part of Strikers, while she later became a member of the Phantom Thieves in her own right. Development for Strikers began roughly around the time Persona 5 was released in Japan in 2016. From information now known, the developers had so much ideas for the Persona 5 universe that besides the Royal expansion for the basic game, Strikers was also that of leftover ideas for the Persona 5 concept. Despite the fact that critics and gamers reacted positively to Persona 5 Strikers, the game was later considered to be an underrated yet legitimate sequel to Persona 5 and was one of the best games related to the Persona 5 concept which not all players knew about. Sometimes a character could be forgotten because they were an important part of an installment of a series that was considered optional to experience.